I wanted to talk about Cooper Flagg because the discussion around him at the start of the year was definitely very negative, and understandably so, just because his numbers were quite bad. Of course, you can chalk that mostly up to him playing out of position and him being the youngest player in the NBA, but since that pretty rough start, he has been a lot better. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Little Rusty Bucket. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like. Trying to hit 50k subs with that subscription would be much appreciated. Also, hype the video if you are on mobile, as that is the best way to make the video perform better in the algorithm. We go and look at his game logs here. In his first, how many games is this? Is around 10. Yeah, his first 10 games. He was at 13.9 points, 3 assists, 6.5 rebounds, 2.3 turnovers, shooting just 40% from the field, 27% from 3, and 40, rounding up 46% on his 2-pointers in those shots inside the arc, at a very scorching 96% from the free throw line, but on quite low volume. He also had just some rough go of it early on. His first game was not all that great. His second game, he had 5 turnovers to his 6 assists. However, if we look from this 26-point game versus Milwaukee onward up until his 35-piece that he had versus the Clippers the other day, he is at 19.5 points per game, 2 turnovers, 3.9 assists, 1.5 steals. He still cannot hit a 3 to save his life. His free throw percentage has dropped substantially, but he also was just, I don't think that he was a 96% free throw shooter, so I'd say that's more falling to the mean. But he's at 4.5 attempts, so he's more than doubled his free throw attempts. And the most important thing, he is at 60.7% on his 2-point shots while taking slightly higher volume. And that is the most important thing. When he came into the league, there were concerns about his jumper. I don't think they were particularly significant because he shot well, decently enough in college, at least from the free throw line. I actually don't remember what his numbers from college are specifically. He shot 38.5% from 3 at Duke. That's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. Not on the craziest volume necessarily, about 4 a game, but that's still decent as fuck for college. And yeah, he shot 84% from the line, but the 3-ball has not been legit for him. I don't think many people expected him to be a great 3-point shooter out of the gate. At least that's the impression that I got from draft people. I'm not a draft person. The big thing that was worrying to me was those 2-point shots, was his inefficiency inside the arc, because that is what was expected of him to actually be good at. Finishing at the basket, floater range type stuff, mid-range type stuff. And that was where he really succeeded in this Clippers game, where he had 35, which makes him the youngest player in NBA history to have 35 points in a game, and the second youngest player ever to have at least 30. And who else would have that record besides for LeBron James? He also had 29 in a game versus the Pelicans, where there was like a rookie battle between him and Derek Queen. There will be a Derek Queen video coming out at some point. It keeps getting shoved to the back burner over here. He also had an 11 assist game against the Lakers, which is really interesting. But I wanted to go through and look back at the highlights from that Clippers game, because he was really cooking in the mid-range. And I think the key thing is how his attack begins. Like, the way that the offense got to him was far less like, give the ball to Cooper and let him figure it out, and more so like nothing complex, not a bunch of crazy sets or anything, but like getting him in a good position to attack, rather than expecting him to find that position organically with the ball in his hand. I also feel the need to point out, not relevant to this video's topic, but Klay Thompson went the fuck off in the fourth quarter of this game. He had 17 points, shot 6 for 8, hit like 4 or 5 3-pointers, absolutely bonkers stuff. But anyways, here we got Flagg, top of the key, isoing on John Collins, just a nice little push off into the mid-range pull-up right there. He does have a very Larry Bird-like shot. A lot of his arms are kind of wide. It rejects the screen from James Harden there, but receives it right there around the free throw line. That is an easy jumper to walk right into. The mid-range game is looking better and better with him. It was some of the biggest shots that he was hitting early on. That one's more of a floater with Kawhi Leonard trailing him. Puts him in jail behind him, so that's a really pro move. Here is exactly what I'm talking about. This isn't some crazy advantage created by any means, but Brandon Williams throws it to Cooper on the corner. Cooper gets Kawhi to jump on the pump fake, which is kind of sad because it wasn't a very good pump fake. But now he's going up against Collins in single coverage here, And they also have to worry about Brandon Williams getting open. So I believe Kawhi is going to switch. Yeah, not a great contest here by Collins, but the move that Cooper Flagg does is pretty simple. He just switches to his left hand and then uses his body to protect the ball and then goes up with the left-handed shot. Zubac is not able to get a late contest there either. So yeah, very simple, but like it's better than stuff like this, which still works obviously because he gets that separation on James Harden. But like when it's just, okay, Cooper, dribble the ball and figure it out, I don't love it as much. Like that action, I know it seems simple and he doesn't get a very good shot out of it, but like he has his momentum coming towards the ball, which he immediately presses that advantage. Again, not a great shot, puts the tip in, but it is better than just starting entirely from like taking the ball out from the inbounds. Sets a screen for Nembhard and then gets the Chris Paul mismatch, which he is able to attack out of the post. That's absolutely gorgeous. Just like, yeah, he's too damn small. I'm going to shoot right over him. And Kawhi does not really bring enough help to interrupt the flow there. Go screen from Max Christie. He attacks really quickly and James Harden is just not ready for it. The nice switch to his left hand. Hesitation dribble right there. And then this is something I also want to highlight. This is something that I feel like gets left out of discussions about driving a lot. What Dwight Powell does here, it is partially illegal. You're not supposed to do this technically, but also players get away with it all the time. But the way that he shields this other defender out of the equation before Flagg is even like Flagg can get the shot up before Kobe Brown is able to get a hand up because Dwight Powell just completely gets him out of the equation and he has the step on James Harden. Nice left-handed finish. Taking the ball up this time, crossover, and the left-handed finishes in this game, man, that's a really nice in-air adjustment to avoid the contest from John Collins. He just seems more composed, less just driving without any kind of intention. Another play where he's taking it up. Man, these are some very nice dribble moves. That is up there with some of the best plays in his career because he's taking it up, receives the screen, and then very nice move right there. It doesn't look like he's going to go for the dunk, but he has enough momentum that he's like, yeah, I guess I could just rise up for this now. Zoo gets a hand in between his arms, but does not poke the ball. Very good stuff. Very nice change of direction. Like Cooper can dribble the ball. It's just, you don't want to have him doing it all the damn time. Nembhard passes it, screen from Christie, although he doesn't end up taking it. Yeah, he's just going to go right at Kawhi Leonard on this one. That is a man bucket right there. Also, very, very nice footwork. Kind of gets him, making him think that he's about to go up lefty there with this little, like he jabs his foot back, but then bumps into the shoulder, creates some separation, and goes right up. Nice look-ahead pass to the big man. He was also making really nice reads in this game, particularly some fourth quarter passes to the corner to Brandon Williams, Najee Marshall, dealing with some double teams, and like just excellent control of the situation. And here's his last bucket. He comes off of the screen and he has the big man Zoo just one-on-one and he naturally wants to go protect the rim. So nice hesitation dribble, pull up. Not the worst contest, but also nothing throws him off too much. So like his work in the mid-range was really good in this game. And like I said, I liked that I wasn't just seeing him have to struggle with the ball in his hands on the perimeter the whole time. Still a good amount of him just being the lead ball handler, don't get me wrong, but like it wasn't just, hey, Coop, you're the point guard, right? Go figure it out. Like that was always dumb, and I'm glad that they abandoned that in spite of the fact that the Mavericks point guard position fucking bad. I was a big fan of Brandon Williams last year. He can't hit a damn shot this year. He's been horribly inefficient, especially in the games that he started. Ryan Nembhard is fine. He hit some nice mid-range pull-up in this game that really reminded me of his brother. But for the most part, I wouldn't say that he did anything particularly special. So, like, he's fine. Brandon Miller is very inefficient. D'Angelo Russell. Oh boy, D'Angelo Russell. There's a lot of stuff to say about D'Angelo Russell, and simultaneously, I'm not interested in saying any of it. But yeah, Cooper Flagg, he's figuring it out. He's been a lot better lately. I was never that worried, but it's nice to see that he did this turnaround rather quickly, because he did have very inefficient games versus the Grizzlies and the Miami Heat, but otherwise, he's been pretty damn efficient in his recent games. So yeah, in case you were worried about Cooper Flagg, you shouldn't be. The Dallas Mavericks are a fucking joke, so that's still true. That hasn't changed, but I think Cooper will be a-okay. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.